Good afternoon, Jan.
Hey, Michael. Good to see you.
Good
Good
to see you
morning.
too. Good morning. Getting everything ready for code launch, which is going to be next week.
Okay.
Yeah,
And is it running smoothly in meanwhile, or
it is closed.
okay?
Yeah, yeah. Last time we
So
saw
you're
it on the channel, it was definitely having problems. Um, but yeah, right now the only problem is with the push notifications whenever we've got um, a number of attendees in the event. So yeah, I'm looking at possible causes of that, and
you have a number of attendees. Every time an attendee joins,
now yeah. So when testing with a small number of attendees, um, the push notifications work. But when you've got a large number that are subscribed, then some of them will miss some of the push notifications.
okay,
Yeah.
there must be a bug somewhere.
Yep. Yep. I suspect it's in the replicator. Um, I think
And
it's server side. Yeah.
for when was it code launch?
It's next Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 And
Excited.
yeah. Yeah.
Very
This is
exciting.
always exciting stuff. Yeah,
Mm.
and Jason wants to see it working seamlessly tomorrow, so that he can make the call like we're going to go for this. So um, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to find the issue. I already found one really big issue and got that one resolved, but there may be another
In
one lurking. So
in his place, I would
hmm
say, Michael, if you can solve it by Wednesday morning, I trust you do.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh, he's been running the show for for a long time, and um, yeah, he knows all the things that can go wrong during a production, and he's got contingencies for everything. Um, and so
Mm.
he's a very cautious, very safe person, even though from the outside it looks like hey, we're just going crazy up here, but no, everything is really well meticulously planned. So yeah, this fits in
Mhm.
perfectly with his um, his personality and his responsibility. It's like we've
Yeah.
we're
Uh,
going to set up
I,
this system or we're going to set up that system. We're going to make the call.
you cannot have such failures in the middle of a demonstration.
Yep.
There are so many people involved. So, but I'm sure you can solve it.
Yep. Yep. I'm confident as well.
I have a small problem for you,
Oh,
a big problem
okay.
for me, because in meanwhile my eye is much better.
Oh, good.
Just the day went terrible.
mm.
Then went to sleep, and the next morning everything was fine. So like most things, problems go away automatically.
Mm.
But my brain is still not okay. But it has it has never been. Okay, let me show you. Let's start with first one with uh, .NET.
Okay.
So here we are
Let's
in the
see.
new task view
Are
model.
you sharing it?
Yes, in Zoom. Eh?
Yeah, I've got Zoom started, but I'm not seeing anything yet. Uh, yeah, in fact, I'm not certain if I. Okay, yeah, I see that you are in the Zoom. Yeah, I'm just not seeing a share.
See a green box around the screen. So
Hmm.
wait, let me try again. Then I stop the sharing and go to the share button again. Um, this one, and I do share.
Okay.
Is
All
it
right.
better now?
Yes. There we go.
Okay. So we are in the new task view model.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the screen or the view model behind the screen where we could define new tasks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So just for people who are watching, um, task. Where is it? New task dialog.
Mm-hmm.
This one, where we could select a name, a location. And so it's that part that we are trying to fix now.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go to the, where is it here? The new task view model. So we load, it's called load yards, but so it yards and client data.
Mm-hmm.
And so in fact, we have a Jinaga query here, which I commented out because it goes back to the old model.
Mm-hmm.
And here we do the watch, which loads the observer, and the yards are bound to the dialog.
Yeah.
So actually what we have to do is to adapt this query to the new structure. And
Okay.
last weeks we have been adapting, and in my excitement, I forgot about this structure. And I say, oh, the only thing I need is a yard name and a client name.
Hmm.
Then I say, okay, let's put it in here. And I say, no, the structure is different.
Yeah.
So no problem, we will adapt it.
Yeah.
So let me share, go back then to the other one. So there I say, that's not a problem, I can adapt it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what we did here, we had, yeah. So we defined a type, client yard type. We had one query, clients in supplier auto join, and then we made a link query to get a projection.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got another Jinaga query for the yards without clients, all the yards
Right.
that had no clients assigned to them. We made another projection, and then we did a union of both of them.
Yes, that makes sense.
So I said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's play a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, I got back to the original query, the auto join, but now I call it query number 2. And I started adapting that one.
Mm-hmm.
So that was not much, that was just client names which were here. I think I wrote them down. I think for the rest there is nothing much. But I also wanted to introduce the types, because
Yes.
we had, so new type here,
Mm-hmm.
new client yard2 type, and the yard address. So good, I defined a client yard2 type with a yard, an enumerable of string.
Mm-hmm.
I started with an array of string. It took me quite a while before I found out that it had to be this. Huh?
Hmm.
But okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
And so enumerable of yard address, and yard address is a type of its own. So if I define all that, and I run, finally I say, okay, that's gonna be good. No.
Okay, we can't deserialize. Looks like we can't deserialize into an enumerable. Okay. Yeah, yeah, when you said, it has to be an enumerable, I was, that caused me, to wonder, because, I, I believe that it has to be an immutable list, but I can see that it's,
Oh, can be. I tried first with an array,
mm-hmm.
because when I see the results, if it works from another, the structure is like an array structure. So I say, let's try it that way. But so you would, what would you take here?
Yeah, rather than enumerable, use immutable list. Yeah.
of string.
Yes.
Not be found, missing. Okay.
Yeah.
Which using do we have to add for that?
That is system collections immutable.
Yeah, we can just add it here. Huh?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Where was I? Where was I? Here. Drop down list of clients and yards. Yeah. It's getting a bit long now. Here. No, not here. Using, why is it all in capitals? System dot collections dot immutable.
Yes.
Immutable listy.
No. Yeah, it's just not recognizing that it's supposed to be looking for namespaces because of the
Oh,
capitalization. So yeah, if that was all lowercase, then IntelliSense would start working for you. Even the U.
okay. So now it should be okay.
No, even the U, the first letter of using. Yeah. Okay, and then the semicolons at the end of that, and it should be sufficient. Yeah.
And then we adapt this one. So run this one. Immutable list does not.
Oh yeah, it should just be immutable in the using statement. Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, it likes it.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's the way that it's supposed to be for it to deserialize. Ah, okay.
What does it say now? Not system.
Ah, all right.
Not yet.
Okay, so we're starting with iQueryable. Yeah, and we wouldn't be able to do two immutable list in the. Okay, let's go ahead and change those to iQueryable then. Yeah, that's. I guess that's what the type inference would have done. Okay, there we go.
That's good. So now we have yard, client names, yard addresses. That
Yeah.
looks good.
Yep.
So,
And yeah, so it sounds like IEnumerable should work, but isn't. So iQueryable is what the serializer is expecting, or deserializer.
and why is IEnumerable not working here?
I'm guessing that that there's just a type check, a bit of code in there that's like, okay, what's the types of each of these properties, and then it gets through that list and says, oh, I didn't recognize it. So IEnumerable is probably just missing from that list. But yeah, it should be in there.
So this is working. And then
Okay.
I said, okay, now the yards in supply without client. So my purpose is now to work without a further link query. There will be one to get one select many to collect to get one level higher, but nothing more. Then I adapted this one, the yards in supply without client. I added a number two to it. I have the same structure. I have the yard address. I have the client yard type. There's one thing, and I'm struggling here with this one. So client names just has to be empty.
Mm.
I tried a few things, but it doesn't it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to work. Um,
Right. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Um, yeah, we might
Perhaps
need
we
to
need
give it a
quer
default initializer.
if you put here queryable, does that exist?
Um,
Queryable.empty?
probably not. We can go ahead and try it, but I don't think that queryable has an empty.
Dot
But
empty. Let's
yeah,
see whether it.
but yeah, I doubt that that's going to fix the ultimate
Oh,
issue because okay, yeah, it doesn't have empty anyway.
yeah.
Um, okay, so yeah, the issue is that at this stage, the Janaga query provider is trying to parse this link and turn that into a specification, and so um, and so it can't do things like enumerable.empty. Um, however, what we can do, so since it's initializing this type, it's just saying, okay, I need to take all the property initializers. If we don't have that property initializer, then the query provider will be just fine. However, you will run
Yeah.
into another
If I
problem.
if I leave this one out,
Yeah,
but then I have to where the client here, client names, like this, run it again. So it was this one, yeah, I run it, and now this
yeah,
works.
yeah. So what we want to do is change the type definition so that um, it's allowed to create that object without specifying that property. And so I think to do that, we can still keep the get init as it currently has, but then give it an initial value. So equals, um, and then yeah, up there in the code, create an empty collection. So we'll say equals. Uh, we'll just say enumerable dot.
Is it
Yeah, exactly that. Enumerable dot empty string.
oh, dot
Yeah, with the
yeah,
capital E. Yep.
dot empty of string
Yeah, and then because
like
that's an iQueryable,
this.
because it's an iQueryable, at the end of that we'll have to do dot as queryable.
Um, S
Yes.
query. Uh, oh, yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
that type should work in both cases.
Why is he still complaining here? Ah, of course, no. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's not complaining. So this should still run then.
Mm-hmm.
This still runs. That's fine. And then here, I know we don't have to
Right. Yeah.
specify that.
Yep. So we still leave it out. And almost. Okay. No projection name client names.
I didn't mention client names here. But so he still wants it because it's mentioned here.
Oh yeah.
There is no optional or something like that.
Hmm. Well, let's try. Yeah, let's try putting a question mark after the type. So after iQueryable string, put a question mark there. Um, and then you can even go a step further and initialize it to null.
I already have here. Um, And then this one, leave it out.
Yeah, there. Just go ahead and say equals null, and then we'll.
So underneath,
Yeah.
no, like that.
Yeah. Let's just see if that does it. Yeah. So it's got a warning
Note.
because we don't have nullable reference types turned on
That's
in
true.
notebooks, but.
Let's see whether this one still runs. That seems fine. And then here, no.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. So yeah, what it looks like is the.
We have to do a link projection
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, that's actually. I think actually this is just fine. We can even keep the anonymous types inside of the Janaga specifications,
Mm-hmm.
but then uh, convert both of them to your client yard 2 type after the projection, and then do the union, or after the query, I should say, and then do the union.
So in this case, if we do it this way, it runs. That's
Yeah.
fine. And so now we're going to make another query. So then how did we did it last time? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I've got good news for you. This is all going to be completely different once it gets into the .NET application, because we'll be using watch instead of query, and that's going to change things.
Yeah. But watch also takes the query, so
Yeah, it takes the specification, but the difference is query being a get the results and stop, being a snapshot, means that what you get back are collections that contain the child, or the child facts. But with watch, what you get back are observables, and so then you further you, add, or you further subscribe to those observables.
okay.
And ultimately, you push everything into the MVVM observable collection, not the same thing as the Janaga observable, and you'll end up with the merged results there. So it's
Okay,
going to be a
so
different pattern.
I don't adapt the specification only then. I also adapt the the sequence. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make something like this, why not? Where were we? Here, and then. So let's see. So what I had here were my yards. So from yard in yard select. So here I have my type. But I cannot select that directly, yeah?
Okay.
I have to copy all this. This one, and then
Yes.
that other one, that other type here. Is it difficult to add it to Jinaga?
No, that won't be difficult. Yeah, it's just a matter of setting up a test that tries these various patterns, and then changing adding that support to the deserializer so that it recognizes those patterns.
Because I'm I'm probably not the,
Yeah.
perhaps the first one, but not the last one who's gonna have trouble with that.
Yeah.
So adding empty values and also that IEnumerable issue.
Yeah.
That would be.
Okay.
What is happening here? I have a bracket too much. Too many brackets. No. Don't know. Which one comes from there?
Yeah.
Like that. This one is from here. Why is the whole thing complaining?
Yeah.
So
And
all
so,
this we.
yeah, at least the yard names and yard addresses I don't think are in the right shape. So the code that you copied, it was expecting yard.names to be a collection of facts, um, and now it's already been projected into a collection of strings.
Yeah. So yard, we already have client names, so we can just leave this out.
Yeah.
But yard names we already have, so we don't need all of this. We already have.
Yeah, so that should be equal to yard names, I believe.
Do we have to mention it even?
We do for the right hand side. Yeah, it doesn't know where to get the right hand side. Yeah.
Names. And the
So
yard addresses is already in this form as well. So we
yes,
could leave out all of this.
yes,
Is that correct?
yes, we can.
Like this.
Yeah. So it won't just be called addresses here. It would be yard addresses. That's the name that you gave it in the anonymous type.
Yard addresses.
Mm-hmm.
This.
Yeah. Okay.
Why is it still complaining?
Okay. Yeah, so we've got an iQueryable. That's because I believe we're using an anonymous type for yard addresses. So I think we will need to do a .select in order to get what we're after.
What's my code here jumping so funny?
Yeah, but popping the stack real quick, we are in the part of the code that will be completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So solving this
is going to be different in .NET.
Yeah.
Is it worth to solve it here just as exercise to get a final result, or is it
what do
better
you think?
to go down?
Yeah, it's up. Yeah, it's up to you. What do you think? Is this?
Let's try this one. Okay. We are almost there. So so now it's not complaining. Let's just save and see what this does. No.
Okay, now it is. All right, so we've got anonymous type yard. Okay. That's because the yard variable that's inside of here that's declared on line 31 is not actually a yard fact. It's this projection. So the reason for the error on line 34 is that we're just trying to assign that projection to the fact. So if we change line 34 to say yard.yard,
okay,
which is kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Then that's the fact.
Yeah. Names and yard.yard addresses. That was what we.
Yeah. So this was, but this was an anonymous type. So we've just got new. This is not a the actual yard address type that we're expecting.
Would it be useful to use here that type then?
I think so.
In the Janaga query?
Yes, I think that will work just fine.
What was that type? That was yard address. This one.
Okay.
Yard address is okay. He's only complaining here now.
Yep. So now we're just to the point that queryable does not have an empty. So so yeah, if we want to initialize client names, we can use enumerable.empty. Uh, yeah.
Of string, yeah.
Yes.
Enumerable of string dot empty.
Yeah, I believe the yeah the
String has to be here.
it's here. Yeah. Yep. And then we follow that with
Oh
dot
no.
as enumerable, because now it's trying to convert an IEnumerable to an iQueryable. So dot as queryable. So it'll be after it'll be a dot rather than an as rather than a cast. So dot as queryable.
Oh, it's queryable.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah. So that's a little helper extension method that will produce an object that implements iQueryable, and just fill it with the enumerable as given. Okay. Yeah, so we've got that all.
Because if we don't put the as queryable, then what?
Yeah, then client name, since it's expecting an iQueryable, won't have the right type.
Okay. So say here. Yeah, iQueryable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is working now.
Client name is coming
No,
back as
no, it.
null. Yeah. Even though we're
Let's put it.
initializing it to an empty enumerable, it's coming back as null. Oh, okay, there we
Here it is.
go.
I had a wrong variable here.
Ah.
So this is okay. I think we have yard. Yeah, and does
Mm-hmm.
that correspond to what? Make the telephone silent. That helps.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, this was what we had from our clients. Yeah, so we had to go up one level there.
Mm-hmm.
Here it's called yards 2. So yards 2. Let's see. It works. I have 6 results. So client A, A1, client B, B1, client B, no, client AA1, BB1, BB2, B, C1, then C, and then there was an empty one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then I still added another one that I deleted. And so the deleted one is not shown as
Got it. Yeah.
it should be.
Nice.
So this is working. That's great.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now do it all again, but this time with observers.
Okay,
Observables.
save this. Then let's go to right. Let's go to .NET. Share that one. .NET. Yeah. Perhaps I can put it on this screen. That's easier. I don't have to look. Then I can look. Yeah, but then I don't. I still have that. Can I shift that thing? I still have the menu of our toolbar of Zoom here.
Mm-hmm.
How can I shift it? Yeah, I shift it away.
Yeah.
Good. So now here I have to copy in. Where were we? using immutable we don't need anymore, I think. Yeah? No.
Using immutable. Correct. Yes.
Okay, that's that type. So public. Oh, what am I doing? Here. Oh.
Yeah, I think we want to declare that just outside of the class. So, we could.
Inside
we
the.
could. Yeah, we could declare those inside the class. Yeah. Yeah, we don't use them anywhere else.
And then we have that. So this one. The names we can change them afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, don't do this to me. Whole thing is, what was it? Shift K, KF or something like that. Formatting.
I
Control
think so.
Shift.
Yeah.
Control K.
I don't know. I do it all the time. Yeah, I think it is Control K. So first you have to select. So first you select and then Control KF will format.
The other one does the whole thing until here. Control K, Control F. No, it's not that one. Was it Shift? Edit. Where was it here? Just right click. Outlining. No.
It wouldn't be outlining.
Or was it by the ref? Was it?
Well, I suspect that we have some sort of a syntax error that's causing it not to format properly anyway. Because it looks like it got part of it. So it. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, it looks like it's just those closing braces are just in the wrong place. But
wait, this one we need afterwards. So let's comment it out for the moment.
Okay, yeah, good idea.
So now we only have this one.
Okay.
So if I select all this, no formatting. Was it here in the refactory? No, it was not here. Where was it? Outlining.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that it is Control KF. It's probably just that what you can see on the screen is already correctly indented. The part that it fixed is off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, it's the only thing that it's got wrong is the closed parentheses. Yeah. Not that one, but the one on 151. But it looks like everything else is balanced.
151. Yeah. This one.
Yeah.
This one has to go one more. Yeah, like this.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
So now we have that one.
Yeah.
Then we do that query, but that query is replaced by
watch.
We have a watch here.
Yeah, because we're using watch, we will need observables. And so if you look at the specification that you commented out, there's some extra code in there to cast those to observables.
Yeah.
Not that one, but the specification above. That one there. So facts.observable.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so to make a union afterwards.
Yes,
we define two watches.
That's the difference. Correct that we will define two watches, but rather than defining that as a union, we're going to
Add.
respond to those two watches by adding to the same collection.
Mm-hmm. So we need them for these three. Oh, a few things out here. How was that thing going? So well, that one is behind there. That's good. Yeah. So now everything is red. Why? String tool. There we go. Goes again.
Yeah, so, and now since we are casting to observable, it's not iQueryable that we're looking for in the client yard 2 type anymore. We're looking for the iObservable.
This one.
Yeah, and let's just make sure this is the Janaga one. Yeah, so hover over that and make sure that we've got the right namespace.
No.
Nope, that's system
No.
not observable. So it should be Janaga dot, maybe it's, yeah. Is it observable? What is it?
iObserver?
iObserve, yeah, I think it might be iObserver. Yeah, so let's try that one, of string.
But then, no string probably.
Okay.
Because it didn't
Okay,
propose.
yeah, iObserver is used, iObserver is used as the response from watch. Let's take a look at the error message that we're getting again, because it tells you explicitly what type it's looking for. So yeah, janaga.observers.iObservable collection. Okay. So that's the type. So at the very beginning of that, it gives you the
dot observers dot iObservable collection.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Janaga dot observers dot iObservable collection.
Yeah, and then we can put the type string.
String, yeah.
Yep.
So we can do it like this. And this one also, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
What is it giving me? It's going to non-null. Why is he complaining about this? I just a naming problem.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is okay now, apparently. I put all the observables inside. So this one we will use again. And then we will add to these collections. This becomes why is he complaining now? Yeah, because I'm one level too low, I think.
Yeah. it.
Yeah, what was it that we had to do? The select many.
Right. Okay. So let's take a look at the. Um, yeah. So it's having trouble with the yard projection.yard, right? That's what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pay close attention to the error message. So does not contain a definition for yard. So yard projection. Yeah. You are
Because
correct.
we have to do that select many first, I think. You know.
Yeah, let's go back to the specifications. Just scroll up a little bit, and let's see if we can.
The original one.
Yeah, not the well. Yeah, the original one might be. Um,
Yeah. Because
but
here we had
yeah,
select
I think we
new
can
and we had
flatten it.
yard.
Yeah, yeah, I think we
And
can
here we
flatten that
have,
down. Yeah, we're going straight to select new, but then the only thing that this thing has is yards. It doesn't have any other properties. So let's just go ahead and flatten it and not have that one. Um, so yeah, you can take the from and you can put that right at the top there. So get rid of select new all the
we
way through
don't,
to the beginning of from.
okay. Are
Yeah.
we sure about that?
Yep. Yep. That will.
Because why did we put it
I think.
last time
I
then?
think it was just an accident of several iterations, and yeah, at some point we
Okay.
had other things in there. Yeah, but now this basically does the select menu right there inside of the specification, and so we've got a nice clean uh, collection of these projections. And it looks like you've done 2 versus 4.
That's one. Yeah, like this.
Okay.
So
All right.
now
So
that's
now that the yard
okay.
projection is good. All right.
So if we run now, it should show all my customers, my clients with the yards. I'm only missing the yards that have no clients.
Yes, I think so.
Let's try.
Yeah.
Let's try. Why is it taking so long? Build started. Build succeeded. My application. Yeah, it's coming up. Can you see it? I dropped it
Um,
inside here.
I cannot. I just see Visual Studio.
Right. Oh,
Yeah, I think it's just sharing one window at a time.
we have
Okay, there we go.
this one now.
Yeah.
If I say show overview window, yeah, there is not appearing anything. And I say add task. And there you see that window now?
Yes.
So if I click here, so I have all my clients, but I don't have the yard X. That is normal.
Right. Okay. Yep. So
So
we are halfway there.
this is not bad. There, and then I go back to there. All right. So now we have that watch. We are adding now the second query. That was this one.
Okay.
That was my second.
Yeah.
No, no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
That's the query. So yeah, we want the specification portion of that.
We need that also. Yeah. What am I doing here? I'm making a mess of something. Why formatting again. That doesn't want to. Let's try. Wait, let's save first.
Yeah. Good call.
Control K, Control F. He jumps in, but no, he doesn't want. Never mind. We will find out. And this one I didn't need, I think. That comes from probably needs that. Oh, he's complaining again. Why?
Yeah, it looks like a missing close parentheses, I think, for the match. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But so that was the observer. Even match. That is our specification here. But here we do a query.
Yeah.
So this portion is going to be done inside the watch.
Correct. Yes.
This one, comment out. So we are gonna add another observer. Yeah. Okay, let's copy all this. And observer 2. So here we go. Like this. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't have a variable like the or a yeah. We'll add a field for that later so that we can stop the observer. Okay.
But then here we need to get again to the factory the yard.
Yeah. So that part's good.
We add it to the yards collection. Yeah, so that one also.
Yeah. So then,
but the names, we don't have the names.
Yeah, so we can actually just get rid of that part because we'll never change the client name.
The yard names we do have.
Yeah, but then you can see the squiggle first starts on added, so can't look past the first error. That's telling us where to go. And so the problem, as you can see, is iQueryable does not contain onAdded. So that's telling us we need to convert from iQueryable to iObservable collection.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we do that the same way that we did in the first specification.
Wait, where did we define them? Okay.
Yeah, in that first specification, we have fax dot observable.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw it somewhere. Yeah, here.
Yep.
It flashed in front of my eyes, and then I lost it. Right. So was it? Where were we now? And not here. We were select new. So I have to put it yard names here, and I have to put it in front of the addresses, and then it comes here like that. So now I had a yard, I add a name, I add all that.
Yeah.
And so this should be okay.
Yeah, so you can see both of those watches are adding to the same observable collection, and that's an MVVM observable collection.
So let's try to run.
That didn't turn out so bad.
pleasure as well. Okay, I have to move
Yeah.
it every time inside, and then we say add tasks. And now the exciting moment.
There's
And we see
X.
the yard X.
Yeah.
Woo! I could never have
Yeah.
found it myself.
Easy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I need something stronger than water.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's
That is the pattern.
but yeah, but that's quite complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, okay, there were a few things which you can add to Jinaga to solve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The pattern of having the observable connection where we add things instead of the union is very logical. You just have to think about it.
Right.
Um, so, is it already in the documentation mentioned as a pattern or not?
No, I don't believe. I don't believe I've covered this in the documentation.
Um,
So yeah, this could definitely
that,
use more
yeah,
than a few pages, maybe a video or two.
yeah. But in the end, it works.
Yeah.
That's a very good thing. Okay, so if I click there, the rest of the binding should.
Yeah. But it doesn't
So
choose a client name because there is no client name.
yeah,
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
client.
There it does. But yeah, if you choose X, then client name ends up empty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is normal.
Yeah.
But the street, didn't we bind street and number? Probably not yet.
Uh. Yeah. It looks like we haven't.
Thought.
Or if we have, then it looks like maybe we broke it. So yeah, that'll
Anyway,
be.
I will have a look at that.
Yeah.
So now the next thing I will have to try is, yeah, below this there is a save button.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot see that probably. Yeah,
No,
if I
no, you
shift it,
cannot. Yeah,
you
there it
have the
is.
save button here.
Yeah.
When you click that one, um, right, go back to the code. Become an expert in sharing. So there was somewhere here a save. Yeah. And that saving I will have to adapt now because the structure of our model has changed.
Mm-hmm.
The tools that will be the same. How did we do it here? So we have a selected yard. If the selected yard is null, so that was when. Okay, right. Let uncomment that first. Uncomment. Selected yard null. That meant that we typed in something new completely.
Mm. Yeah.
So in that case, we save a client. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we save a yard, but the yard does not depend on client
That's true.
anymore now.
Yes, that's true.
So we had this depends on the supplier.
Yes.
The supplier. We save that one with a
Mm-hmm.
with a name, so that's okay. And then we said selected yard is yard. But then we have to make the link between the client and the yard.
Yes.
So yard clients
Hey,
is
it's
a way.
predicting it.
Yeah. Suppliers selected.
Yeah, it's not exactly right because
But
it
yeah,
was
but there
singular.
is no supplier. Huh?
Well,
I don't.
the squiggle is under. Oh wait, no, it was plural. Okay.
We have
Yeah.
a yard. So
Mm-hmm.
that's, yeah, the selected yard is okay.
Yeah, and then yeah, the last one
Yeah,
it
just
says it's
just
not a
make it
GUID.
yard. That's. That's clear.
Yeah.
The client and the date. So this becomes date time dot now.
Yeah, which is not a
YZ.
function. That's a property, not a function. Yep.
And did we standardize on UTC now?
UTC now is more correct. However, it will convert uh,
Or is it
from local to UTC.
now UTC or U?
It's lowercase tc, so yeah,
Oh, there it is,
yeah,
like this. So that's
yeah.
the case where we had nothing, then create the task. So here we have the yard, the task. We have, yeah, with a supplier period and so on and so on. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
that becomes a little bit more complicated. That's the properties of the task. Supplier period, if it exists already,
Mm-hmm.
then it's not a problem. So we can just create it. We need the user, and so why we here it selected the
Mm.
yard.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So I think yeah. So yeah, since we wrote this the first time, you've implemented the period pattern, and it looks like we've also um, added the security requirements to the model. So um, knowing who created the task is necessary for. Um, I think that was. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if that was necessary for restricting who can edit the task, but no, I don't think we want to do that. Um, yeah, maybe that was just for auditing.
the user, we needed it because a user could had his own modifications, could modify a task, could create his
Okay,
own task, but
that's
that
right.
went not public for everybody.
That's right. Yes. So that's why we needed to add it. Yeah.
But so first of all, here we needed supplier period. So new supplier period. Here we need the supplier. We need year. So date time dot now dot year.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in UTC. That
For
would be
this, it makes sense not to use UTC because this period is sort of a logical period. It's how the user perceives the year and the month. So having that in local time makes a bit more sense. Um, so that also means that as you go from one location to the next, it's
yeah
still going to be in the month that it was originally put in. So if they're just right on the edge, um, then for you it would have been a different month than it was for them. But that doesn't matter. It's the month that it was for them. All that to
yeah.
say,
Is it?
I would recommend now for this.
We can still change it afterwards if I don't agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let's say I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like somebody said, nobody knows what I think and what I will do.
Mm-hmm.
And then month like this. And what else did we have? So that user, that's the one
Yeah.
who made the task.
Right. And so I
Do
think we
we?
will want the logged in user, which we haven't captured yet. I don't think we've done
Yeah.
the whole login uh, fact pattern. So that might be something that
Yeah.
we. Save for
So for
next
the
time.
moment, can I put supplier in there? No, you will complain.
Yeah, the supplier is a fact. However, there is a supplier creator.
Just to avoid that he
Yeah,
complains, new
yeah,
user dot, and that one comes from a supplier, I think. Oh no, public
yeah,
key.
yeah. You just give it a string.
So up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So there we have the tasks. And
yeah.
then I have to set the properties of the tasks.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to
Oh,
have to leave you
I'm
to that.
yeah. I will have a look at that. Oh, we made a lot of progress today,
Yeah, I think so. I think
but I
so.
could never have made it myself.
Yeah.
But
So
okay,
need to.
perhaps next time I can.
Yeah.
Little by little, we will get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And so I'm still trying to figure out how to best make it make it easy for others to have success here. So
Mm.
um, yeah, even though we were able to figure this one out together, I need somebody to be able to figure this out without me. That's the only way that we're going to get any kind of
Yeah,
adoption.
but I think even someone who is really used to link, because I'm not, but
Mm.
somebody who really knows that, he would still have problems to figure out because
Yeah,
of the little issues in Jinaga. But if you solve that,
yeah,
I think that will be a lot easier for that person.
hmm, yeah. I
For
think
me,
so.
it's hopeless, but never mind. Eventually, I will get there.
Hmm. All
Okay,
right.
Michael, see you next week.
Nope. Next week I will be
No?
in Toronto. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's Wednesday evening, so you will
yes,
still be, yeah,
yep.
okay.
Still be there in the morning. Um, but yeah, I will try to put up a video of the craziness that happens, whatever that might be, and uh, and then yeah, we can reconvene week after.
Okay, great. Anyway, I wish you very good luck for next week.
Thank you very much.
It's the first real proof of Jinaga,
Yep.
so it will be a real success. I'm very sure.
Yes. Yeah. I think so. I think so.
Okay, Michael, see you.
Yeah.
It's not an online event, eh? There is
It
no.
is not. That's correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
This is all in person. Yeah. They want to keep the excitement contained so that it could all yeah explode over.
Never mind you. You will tell me in 2 weeks how it went.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very good.
see you then.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye.